We are live. Hello again. Roost. Tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun here. Change things up a little bit. I'm going to watch a trailer from the new Superman movie, and we're going to do it together. I'm going to watch it together. Now I'm going to share my thoughts. Let you know what I think about this movie. You can probably already guess what I'm going to say. I thought it'd be kind of cool to watch it together. Just going to cue it up. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be a good one. All right. All right, welcome to Black Swan Revelation. We're going to watch the trailer together. We're going to watch a new Superman trailer, which is coming out July of 2025. If we're still here, if we're not raptured by then, we'll be able to see the show. So, welcome. Razpaz. I have my TV behind. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me just show you here real quick. I can have an idea of what's going on here. Oh, that doesn't help. That's not the right camera. Hang on here. That doesn't help at all. All that did was just show you my laptop here. Watch this. I'm going to switch this here. All right. Okay, now look at this here. Have a look. There we go. There's my TV. That way, I can watch the trailer with you guys. This is going to be fun. Let me just change the camera angle here. Just feels a little too close. Feels too close. Got to back you guys up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Give me some space. All right, so let's, what time is it right now? We got 2 minutes. So I know I told people at 10 o'clock, so let's just wait a couple seconds here. We have Pray Up. We have Mila. Welcome. We have Roost, as in rooster. Roosty and Roostar. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so we're just going to check out this trailer. Hopefully, I don't know. Have you guys seen the trailer yet already? Have you watched it? Don't watch it yet. If you haven't, just hold tight. We're going to watch it together. We're going to just wait a couple of seconds because I originally scheduled this for 10 o'clock and I accidentally hit live. And what I was trying to do was just put my background like I usually do for a couple minutes while I get ready. And then when I looked up, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm live right now. So, all right. What time is it here? Okay, let's just jump into it. Let's jump into the trailer. Should be good. Should be a good one here. Let's make sure and set this up. Have a look. Looks good already. Just got to make sure that you guys can see it full screen. That's close enough. We'll watch it together. All right, here we go. Yes. Crypto.
Home. Take me home.
Superman.
All right. Well, I gotta say, that was terrific. Loved it. Loved it. What did you guys think about the trailer? I found out about this, I think it was this morning, actually. My son actually, it's funny. I watched the trailer, and then a few minutes later, my son sent me a link saying, "Hey, here's the new Superman trailer." So within minutes, we watched the trailer. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. Usually, you can kind of get a little snapshot when you watch a trailer that you kind of get that little vibe. Is this gonna be any good? Is this gonna suck? I had those vibes. Not gonna lie, when I watched Star Wars episode 7 looked pretty good, looked promising. Had lots of loose ends at the end of it. And then episode 8 looked interesting as well. And then once you start watching it, it was like, oh man, everything's falling apart. And then episode 9, as soon as I saw the trailer, I'm like, this is just dumbness. Absolutely dumbness. So I threw up outside on the sidewalk for a little while because the last 3 episodes of Star Wars were basically brutal. They didn't tie anything up. They just went all crazy. They killed one of my favorite characters, Han Solo, for no reason. No reason. Yeah, exactly. We don't talk about Star Wars anymore. The first, the middle 3 were actually very good. 4, 5, and 6, fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Now when I look back in hindsight, they weren't too bad. They actually had a story to it, so I didn't mind it. Even Jar Jar didn't bother me. The first few times you watch it, it's kind of annoying, but he grows on you. It's growing. Okay, so we're talking about Superman. So Henry Cavill was the last Superman. Don't know who this new guy is. Who's the new guy? Anybody know who the new guy is? This is so brand new. This is like hot off the presses. So let's just have a look here. Let's see what comes up here. What's the cast? Let's have a look at the cast here. So we have, of course, it's directed by James Gunn that did Guardians of the Galaxy. Stars Nicholas Hoult, Isabella Mercedes, and Frank Grillo. I think that was Luther. Luther looks a little bit animated for me. Just a little bit. But again, this is just a trailer. They still need time to finish the special effects. They need a little bit of time. So they're right now, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get a gauge on the audience's reaction to just see how we feel about it, what the buzz is. Everybody's excited about crypto. Not cryptocurrency, but actually crypto, the kryptonite dog, the dog from Krypton. It's been forever. I don't think we've ever seen him in a movie, ever. It's never been presented. So when I saw the dust storm or the snowstorm, I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought maybe I was sure hoping it wasn't going to be some creature that was coming after him, like Doomsday or something, right out of the gate. But yeah, it's interesting to have it. It kind of gives you a little bit more of a comic feel to it, which, believe it or not, Superman is a comic hero. It's a comic book hero. He's not a real person. He's not a real person. So we can relax a little bit and go, you know what? It's okay to watch a movie where you see a guy fly and not worry about like if he's real or not, that kind of thing. So I like the idea that they put the dog in there. Thought that was pretty cool. They have all these extra superheroes. Not sure who they are. One looks like maybe an older version of Green Lantern, Hawkwoman, a few others. So maybe hints of what is it, Justice League of America? Little hints of that. So maybe there's some kind of a infinite universe. Oh, I see, Guy Gardner. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that character. Not too familiar with that character. It kind of looked like Green Lantern for some reason. So, yeah, that's interesting. Hollywood, they pay people to watch the movie before they release it to get people's feedback. I used to do that. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool to be able to do that. So we have this movie coming out, and I think this will be the next month or so, next 2, 3, 4 months. They're going to start releasing more trailers, and we're going to start seeing more. I hope. Sometimes what they end up doing is they show you too much, and then you're like, oh man, I'm not going to be in suspense anymore. When they showed Batman versus Superman, I was hooked the second Batman threw a punch, or Superman threw a punch at Batman and then he blocked it. I was like, this is going to be good. This is going to be great. Superman versus Batman. And the first half of the movie was amazing. And then at the end, they put too much in it. They put too much stuff in it. They had Wonder Woman. They had Doomsday. Like, honestly, you could have just had the whole movie. DC blew it. They blew it. They had a lot of time to get things right. All they had to do is just bide their time, watch Marvel do all their movies, and then once Endgame was over, they had the rest of their lives to get it right. They could have put out one show every 2 or 3 years, starting off with, it would have been great to have the Man of Steel like they had. And then the next year you put, if you wanted to introduce Batman versus Superman, you can do that. And then the next year you put Wonder Woman. And then the next year you put Aquaman. And then the next year you put Flash. That's 10 years. And you just build them and you just start introducing all these characters. And then you introduce Cyborg. You mix him in there. And you start mixing in some of the bad guys, Lex Luthor, all the stuff. You could have took your time and you rushed it. You rushed it. They went woke, everything. They just rammed it right through. Couldn't believe it. Rushed the whole Justice League. They could have did that. Right now, they could have started introducing Justice League. And we would have been foaming at the mouth because we all know DC is the greatest universe. And they had it. They had all the time in the world to just milk it. Like there's no competition right now from Marvel, but they wanted to get in on the action and try and catch up to what Marvel was doing. Marvel took like 10 years of slowly introducing hero after hero. Iron Man, Captain America. We got the Guardians of the Galaxy. They were just one at a time, and then it would build and build and build. They had it. Even Shazam, they could have took their time. They could have, like, if they built Shazam now you got a new Superman. Now The Rock could have went after that. He was too early. He rushed it right through. He skipped over everything like Dwayne Johnson. Like he right away wanted to take on Superman. He should have just Black Adam should have just took on Shazam. That would have been a fantastic movie. But yeah, The Rock's ego was too big. He wrecked that whole idea. Black Adam wasn't so bad. When I watched it a couple times, actually wasn't too bad of a show. Again, for a comic book movie, it was pretty good. So we got Superman here. We got Lois Lane. Don't know who that character is. We're probably going to see a little bit more of her. They showed the farm, the Kent farm, which is pretty cool. You always love to see that. And it felt like there was a little bit of a human element in this one. Obviously, he has a dog. Like, now he just becomes even more of a better superhero because he has a dog. Like, what other superhero do you know in the universe that has a dog? No one. Batman, nope, he has the boy Wonder. Everyone else, they don't have an animal as a pet. They don't have a dog. Just Superman. It's pretty good. And it's Crypto, for crying out loud. It's Crypto. So, you have him. You have all these other characters that are in there. And I kind of feel, this is my gut feeling here. I haven't done any research, as you can tell. I wanted this to be fresh. I feel like a lot of the stuff that we see going on are flashbacks of another universe, another era, another time gone by. Don't know. Maybe they're going to introduce some multiverse thing, infinite universe, perhaps. Don't know. Haven't read anything on this. I didn't even know that they had a movie. I didn't know that they're making Superman. So, caught me off guard today. I was pleasantly surprised. I always look at it to see if it was a deep fake. And then as soon as I saw DC Comics, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good. I just hope they just focus on Superman for 2 or 3 shows. Don't put any other superheroes. You don't need Batman. You don't need the Flash, anything like that. Just build this up. Take your sweet time. Build this up nicely. And I'm telling you, you're going to have DC fans forever. Just do this right. Do this right. So it kind of feels like there's some kind of infinite universe thing going on. I'm hoping that it's just flashbacks, but because there's a couple of scenes with a dragon, he's fighting a dragon. That's a lot of stuff to show in a trailer. I'm hoping that maybe it starts off where it's almost like what's the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where Peter Parker gives us a bit of a narration as to what's going on. We've never heard that from Superman. We've never heard him give a narration. I think it would be interesting to have that, to have his thoughts as he is doing his stuff, because he hardly spoke in this trailer. So it'd be kind of cool. One character I would like to see, if they were going to introduce a character, would be Bizarro. I think if you did it right, Bizarro has a fantastic story to tell. A fantastic Frankenstein / story. I think you can do it really well. Get him to sympathize with the crowd. Get the crowd to sympathize with Bizarro. I think you can build it up. But again, that's just me. That's just me. I don't know. I hear rumors that maybe they'll be bringing in Supergirl. Yeah, I think this is a new universe, a new concept, new universe, a reboot, younger Superman. So I think if they do this right, it's kind of campy. I should say maybe campy isn't the right word. It's more true to the comics is what I feel. Bright colors, everything like that. It feels like it just popped off the comics. So I like that. And I think you can, if you take your time, you could build this right, because you don't have any competition. You don't have any competition right now. Just take your time. There's no John Wick movies. There's no Endgame. There's no Marvel, Spider-Man, as far as I know, none of this stuff. So right now, you're not competing with anyone. It is almost a perfect time. if you are a Superman fan, it's a perfect time to be a comic book fan because the movies are getting better. So I just hope that they do it right. I hope they do it right because again, the writing has been atrocious over the past 4 years, 5 years, and the strike didn't help. Everything got delayed. The only movie that I'm looking forward to next summer, again, if we're still here, is Mission Impossible. That'll be good. Dead Reckoning. That's going to be good. Other than that, it's basically just you just wait and wait for it to that you can just watch it from home. Just watch it on your TV. Because really, if you go out to a movie, especially here in Canada, you could easily spend $100 in a movie theater. It wouldn't be hard. You buy popcorn, pop for 2 people, tickets for 2 people. You got to get some jujubes, some twists, some M&Ms so that you can dump it into the popcorn and you're at $100 just like that. Who doesn't like M&Ms in your popcorn? That has to be the best invention ever. I don't know who invented it. I'd like to say I invented it, but I think it's been around. It's been around for a while. The movie Outbreak, Dustin Hoffman. Yeah. I'm really hoping they're not going to push that again. Not again. Like seriously, it seems like they're trying to ramp it up. And if you don't, here's my theory. If you don't watch the news, it goes away. Pandemic, everything just disappears. But if you watch the news, it's almost like it feeds itself. It's like a flywheel. Basically, you watch it, and then they go, oh, they're watching CNN because they're interested in UFOs and all this stuff. That means we can push more UFOs or whatever it is because they can gauge who's watching through algorithms. But if you stop watching all this stuff, maybe it'll just go away. Maybe it'll just disappear. Drones will just, they'll be like, nobody's watching these drones anymore. It's boring and it's not working. Then people aren't getting scared. They're just working. They're doing their job during the day. They're going home. They're having barbecues, whatever it is. And people aren't buying this stuff. And they're just bored of watching the news. And instead you see a movie like this where people just get all excited to watch a movie, and then all of a sudden the government's going to be like, man, if we have to keep competing with Hollywood, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a fun winter. So the alien was Brainiac. Yeah, kind of looked like a hint. It's almost too fast. Almost too fast to put everybody in there. You know what I mean? Like you have Lex Luthor. That's all you need. Or maybe you don't have Lex Luthor. I don't know. They didn't have him in the Man of Steel, Batman. Oh yeah, they had him. That's how uneventful Luthor was in Batman versus Superman. Again, they had a lot of time to do it right, and they blew it. Wonder Woman was fantastic. I couldn't even get through 1984. I think I made it halfway through, and I'm like, I can't watch this show. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But Batman versus Superman, I don't know how many times I've watched it. It's a fantastic show. They didn't need Doomsday at the end. It is what it is. What do you guys think? What do you think? Think Superman's going to be the best movie next summer for superhero movies? I kind of think it's going to stand out by itself. It's in the summertime. July 11th, probably the best time to see a movie is in the summertime. So that'll be good. It'll be good. It's kind of rare now to get some really good superhero movies. It's really rare. So I'm hoping that they do a good job on it. I hope so. Yeah. They've respun it. It's a younger Superman. He looks like he's in his 20s. And they're going to do it again next summer. July 11th, I believe. You know, it's interesting to switch to something a little bit more spiritual. A few years ago, what was the guy's name? I think it was Jack Vanapee that did a series called Satan Superman. Maybe that's something, maybe that's a topic I will entertain in the next little while. I'll just call it like the Antichrist or whatever, Satan Superman, something like that. Probably a good time to make a video about this because we're seeing trailers now of Superman. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to talk about the Antichrist, what he's going to do, where he's going to come from. I'm going to share all my thoughts. Obviously, we don't know. Some people say it could be Muslim. Some people say it could be Donald Trump, could be King George, but I think next week I'm going to make an episode about Satan Superman. Just got the idea now, and I think that'll give me time to kind of build it up a bit. Maybe I'll make it a little 2-part series or something leading into Christmas. We shall see. But I think that'll be good. I think it's good timing for that to get interest for people, you know, and they're watching a YouTube channel like this, and people are interested in watching movies like that. If you can tie it into the Bible, tie it in with the end times, I think that's not a bad idea. So when you think about Jack Vanapee did a series on Satan Superman. Billy Graham actually did a whole book on Superman being a type of Christ, because the creators of Superman, Jerry Siegel, and I forget who the other guy was, Joe Shuster, they were both Jewish, so they created, which is interesting, right? Like if you're a non-Messianic Jew and you create Superman, it's almost a type of, there's no other way to look at it. It's like an Antichrist figure. Like Billy Graham presented it like a Christ-like figure, and I could see a lot of the resemblance, as in Christ did a lot of miracles. But the difference is with this fictional character, Superman, in that world, those people worship or basically love that character. He could do no wrong. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So Billy Graham did a whole thing just basically going through the history of Superman and the idea of adoptive parents and being raised on a farm and all this kind of stuff, and having a secret identity. If you think about Jesus Christ, he had a secret identity as well, until he was about 30 years old. We don't know much about him before that. We get little glimpses of him when he was born, when Joseph and Mary took him to Egypt and then came back to Galilee, hung out there for a while, and then we see him listening in the temple, asking hard questions to the teachers, the lawyers, the scribes, asking them hard questions. And that would have been neat to see Jesus asking them questions that stumped them. And then basically having a secret identity, because anytime a demonic spirit would recognize him, he would tell the spirits to shut up. Shut up. So you get that, and then you get all his miracles. Again, if you use Superman as a type of Christ, he would be able to stop bullets, rescue people, rescue cats from a tree faster than a locomotive, all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of types when you're talking about Christ in Superman. And I think you can pose the idea that Superman, the one thing that you don't want happen with Superman is you don't want him to turn bad. Why? Because he's going to rule the world. And that was what Batman's greatest fear was that if Superman turns, there's nothing we can do to stop him. And it's the same thing with the Antichrist. We don't know who the Antichrist is. He could be anyone. Just think about it. When Jesus was at the Last Supper and he took the bread and dipped it and said, one of you is going to betray me, all 12 disciples said, is it me? Is it him? Is it her? Is it us? Like they were all trying to figure out who it was. Who is it? Who is it, Lord? And then John leaned on his breast and said, Lord, who is it? Who is it? And Jesus said, it's the one who I dip in this cup and give this bread. So that is interesting. You can go on, and I'm going to do a proper video, and I'm going to call it something like Satan Superman or something, the Antichrist, Satan Superman. I'll come up with the title. But that's it for tonight. Like nothing too crazy. I just wanted to watch that trailer with you guys, see what you guys thought about it. Let's see here. Okay, let's see what Martin's saying here. Trump is meeting with Putin to discuss peace soon. Yeah, he's supposed to end it in one day. Remember that? Let's see. It will take 6 months to impart a new world currency system. That's it? 6 months? Interesting. Wow. I'm reading these backwards. Let's see here. We'll be gone by June. Okay. Thanks, Martin. Let's see here. I'd say I would watch it, but lately I just haven't been interested in TV shows, movies. I think you, Derek, and End Time Dreams got me hooked on End Times watching. I get it. I get it. Yeah, that'll probably be, I think, maybe one of only 2 movies that I'll watch in the theater next year. We used to go to movies quite a bit. Realize we are living in a Truman Show. We are Truman. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Superman? Really? Again? Yes, they're doing it again. Return of Tootsie. That was funny. I remember that show. Let's see. Alien with Brainiac. What else we got? Cracker Jack box with the surprise inside. Remember those? Yep. Love those. The one with the little elephant on the outside, I think. Black elephant. Pink elephant. Can't remember. But if not, definitely. But if not, definitely going. Oh, I see. If not, if no rapture, I'm assuming that's what Pray Up is saying. If we're not out of here, then we're going to go watch it. That's what I think too. If we're still here, good show to see. Movie Outbreak. I might watch that one again. It's kind of interesting. That movie came out and it's almost exactly what happened. You have a monkey or a bat. In that case, an outbreak. I think it was a monkey bit someone, went into a movie theater, started sneezing, and then you could see the particles in the air, and then somebody's breathing it in and all this kind of stuff. And then that was it. Outbreak. They should make another movie. You know, it's funny, just before the pandemic, I don't know if you ever seen that movie, Jumanji, where they're playing a board game, and then when they're playing the board game, everything becomes real in their house. Well, this could be my fault. So I'm confessing to you guys. I was playing a board game called Pandemic. Before the pandemic happened, I started playing the board game. I actually made a YouTube channel called Pandemic Rules. And it was just, I don't know, it's probably like months before the pandemic. I just thought, this is a cool game. I'll just show people how to play it and all this kind of stuff. I only made a couple of videos on it. And I think there's like 30 subscribers or something on that channel. But that was like 4 years ago. Whenever, just before, I think it was a year before the pandemic, we were playing it a lot. And then all of a sudden the pandemic shows up. So it's my fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have been playing that board game. I haven't played it since. It's kind of weird because you have to go to China to their research lab because sometimes there's an outbreak in China. And it's so crazy, man. You gotta work together as a team to try and stop the outbreak from China. That's in this board game called Pandemic. So if you're playing that game while the news was on, it was weird. You're like, what's real anymore? It's crazy. It's a good game though. I encourage you to play it. It's a good family game. Pandemic. You know, you're trying to stop the virus from wiping out the world. It's crazy. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys I don't know, I can't even say I hope you got something out of this video today. But if you like this kind of thing, if you like it where once in a while I review a trailer or a movie or something like that down the road, let me know this. Let me know if you like this kind of thing. I might do it once in a blue moon. Because I like superhero movies. I like all that stuff. Especially Superman. Like, you can't go wrong with Superman. Like, if you put him in an arena against the Hulk, it's over. All he'd have to do is just fry the Hulk with his laser vision. And that would be it. Done. If you had Jedi Knights, Superman could just crush them. Jedi Knights, done. He would just go through that whole universe, done. Marvel, he would clean up all their heroes, all of them, just take them all out one at a time. Wouldn't even be, I think it would be like the shortest movie ever. You could call it Superman versus Marvel takes on all of Marvel, and he would just destroy them all. And then you'd have to roll the credits like 15, 20 minutes in, and Superman would just clean up all the Marvel characters. Wolverine, he'd just go up to his claws, just break them, bend them, whatever, break his arm, whatever it is, all of them. He'd take them all out. It's crazy, right? So, yeah, I think we all know that DC is a better universe than Marvel. I think we all get that by now. You know, it's kind of like we all know the King James Bible is the authorized Bible. It's the best version. It's like DC's better than Marvel. Kind of like that, right? Silver Surfer. Oh, please, man. Superman would grab that surfboard from him and he would rip it out of his hands and destroy him instantaneously with some super freeze, just one little breath. And then he goes surfing for the weekend. It'd be over. Silver Surfer wouldn't even know what hit him. That's how fast it would happen. There's my brother's actually on here right now. So it's actually kind of funny. So yeah, no, we've had arguments. He's more Marvel. I'm more DC. We've had arguments about it. Maybe next time I do a video review, maybe I can have my brother on with me and we can do a review together. That'd be pretty good. It's my kid brother, just a few years younger than me, but still my younger brother. Enough said. Yeah, kryptonite. Oh, kryptonite machine gun. Yeah, I know. It didn't take very much for Luther to get rid of, or to put Superman in harm's way in the original Superman movie in 1979 by, what's his name? Richard Donner. That movie, that was actually pretty good, the first one. The caption of the movie, like the poster, was basically, after you see this movie, you will believe that man can fly. It's crazy, right? Yeah, this is my little home theater setup. It's not that big, but I'll just show this here. I don't know if you guys can see this here. Let's have a look. So basically, can you see this? There's my basically there. And then here is, I have 2 rows. So I have a row of 3. And then this is just a dual chair. I have cup holders just right for pop. You can actually have pop in here. the TV isn't the biggest, but it's good enough. There's just two of us here. This is fine. Always wanted a little mini theater, and my son-in-law actually helped me build. He helped actually build that riser. Helped me. I actually helped him. He's the one that designed it. So we built a little riser. When we bought this house, there was no riser. So he built it, and then we brought in my couch and put it up there, so it gives you that little feel that it's like a little mini theater. So you can actually have 5 people here, 6 if you put a chair beside us, and we can watch a movie. So yeah, so one of the reasons why I moved out here is because I have too many books on the floor, and they're kind of spilling into my office. So I'm going to have to take this stuff and put it back into my office. Usually I have 2 desks in my office, one for here and then one for my computer. That's where normally I would do all my shows. But I'm trying to clean up my office because my mother-in-law is coming up to visit tomorrow. She's coming to stay here. And I love my mother-in-law. I love my mother-in-law so much. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Good times. Good times. Yeah, I thought I would just do a quick little movie trailer review with Superman because the trailer was dropped today. Thought I would watch it. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty fun. So I'm not going to go very long, but thanks guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your evening, especially on the East Coast. It's probably like almost midnight. So thanks a lot for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Then don't forget to join me on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. I'll be having Rev 5. We'll be back at it again. That should be fun. And then, of course, Tuesday night we'll have After Uptime, which should be pretty good. That'll be overtime at 8:30. So make sure and subscribe to this channel. Where am I? I am in Alberta, Canada. You know where Wolverine lives? That's where I live. Wolverine. Wolverine was a good character for Marvel. I think he was actually from around Fort McMurray where I grew up. I think he was somewhere in that area because as a kid, whenever we would get the Wolverine comics, it was always like this guy's from Western Canada or something, or Northern Canada, and the only place really north that was a decent town would be Fort McMurray. So yeah. Yep. So yeah, Calgary is a pretty good place. We're getting a new arena. That is going up probably in a couple of years. Looks very nice. Again, if we're here, it's going to be nice. If we're not here, it's not going to be nice. But if the rapture doesn't happen for the next year or two, Calgary's moving on and they're building an arena. Looks pretty fancy. We actually went to a hockey game a couple of nights ago with a couple of friends of ours that actually had hockey tickets. So it was against Boston. And we were actually 6 or 7 rows up from the penalty box. So that was pretty great seats. And then we had dinner before and then went into the game and all this kind of stuff. So they had season tickets. So it was actually a fun time. It's actually very fun. I don't watch too much hockey. Pretty much I only have time for baseball in the summer because my wife absolutely loves watching baseball. She loves it. All 182 games. She loves watching that stuff. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching this video. And yeah, make sure and subscribe to this channel. Double check, make sure you're not unsubscribed. I know once in a while YouTube will do funny things and unsubscribe people. YouTube did it to my mom. I think she had to resubscribe 2 or 3 times. So just double check, make sure, like the video, comment. Whenever you do that kind of stuff, it actually helps me build my channel as well. Thanks everyone. I will see you in another video. Bye for now. Ciao.
Black Swan Revelations here on YouTube brought you today's mind-bending journey. Dive into the discussion, your comments, questions, prayer requests, and powerful testimonies of Jesus' love are what fuel this community. Did today's episode hit home? Smash that like button. New here? Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a live stream or a video upload. Thanks for being part of today's adventure. Catch you in the next video, or maybe even in the clouds. Stay curious, stay blessed.